Sahih al-Bukhari 1936, narrated Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. While we were sitting with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, a man came and said, "O Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I have been ruined." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked, "What was the matter with him?" He replied, "I had sexual intercourse with my wife while I was fasting." Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, "Can you afford to manumit a slave?" He replied in the negative. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, "Can you fast for 2 successive months?" He replied in the negative. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, "Can you afford to feed 60 poor person?" He replied in the negative. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam kept silent, and while we were in that state, a big basket full of dates was brought to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He asked, "Where is the questioner?" He replied, "I am here." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to him, "Take this basket of dates and give it in charity." The man said, "Should I give it to a person poorer than I? By Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no family between its, i.e. Medina's, 2 mountains who are poorer than I." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam smiled till his premolar teeth became visible, then said, "Feed from your family with it." Sahih al-Bukhari 1937, narrated Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. A man came to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and said, "I have sexual intercourse with my wife on Ramadan while fasting." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, "Can you afford to manumit a slave?" He replied in the negative. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked him, "Can you fast for 2 successive months?" He replied in the negative. He asked him, "Can you afford to feed 60 poor persons?" He replied in the negative. Abu Hurairah added, radiyallahu ta'ala anha added, then a basket full of dates was brought to the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said to that man, "Feed poor people with this by way of atonement." He said, "Should I feed it to poorer people than we? There is no poorer house than ours between its Medina mountains." The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Then feed your family with it." Al-Bukhari 1938, narrated Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was cupped while he was in the state of ihram, and also while he was observing a fast. Sahih al-Bukhari 1939, narrated Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was cupped while he was fasting. Sahih al-Bukhari 1940, narrated Sabat al-Bunani radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Anas bin Malik radiyallahu ta'ala anhu was asked whether they dislike the cupping for a fasting person. He replied in the negative and said, "Only if it causes weakness." Like and subscribe my channel for more hadith videos. Allah bless you. Allah Hafiz.